There is something controlling your life right now, and it's so quiet you don't even question it. It's not your past. It's not your situation. It's not even your thoughts. It's something deeper, something you've already seen more than once. But every time it comes close, you turn away. Not because you don't understand it, but because you do. And that's what makes it dangerous. Because the moment you see it clearly, it asks you to change. So, instead, you distract yourself. You think more. You wait for the right time. And slowly, without realizing it, you give it more control over your choices, over your emotions, over the life you're living right now. And the scariest part is, you still feel like you're in control, but you're not. Because the one thing you keep avoiding is the one thing deciding everything. And the moment you finally stop running, the moment you face it, without turning away, everything shifts. Not outside, inside. And once you see it like that, once you feel it clearly, you won't be able to go back to the life you were living before. 1. You see the truth clearly, but you keep choosing to look away. You are not blind to it. That's the truth you don't want to admit. Because if you were blind, this would be easy. You could say, I didn't know. You could say, I never saw it. But that's not your situation. You've seen it more than once. In quiet moments, when everything slowed down, when your mind stopped running for a second, and something inside you became very still, very clear, almost uncomfortable in how clear it felt. A thought appeared. Simple, direct. This is the truth. No confusion, no noise, no overthinking, just a quiet knowing. And in that moment, you understood. You didn't need anyone to explain it. You didn't need proof. You didn't need more time. You just knew. But instead of staying there, you pulled away. You felt it. And then you escaped it. You told yourself, maybe I'm overthinking. You said, I'll deal with this later. You convinced yourself, it's not that serious. And slowly, you buried it again. Not because it was unclear, but because it was too clear. Because that kind of clarity doesn't let you stay the same. It asks something from you. It asks you to change, to let go, to face something you've been avoiding. And that's the part you didn't want. So you went back to what feels familiar, back to thinking endlessly, back to distractions that fill your time but empty your awareness, back to noise that keeps you busy but keeps you blind. You scroll, you plan, you analyze, you replay conversations. You imagine different outcomes. All of it feels like you're doing something important. But deep down, you know it's just a way to not sit with that one clear truth. Because the moment you sit still, it comes back. That same quiet voice. That same simple knowing. It doesn't change. It doesn't get louder. It just waits. And you feel it again. For a second. And then again, you move away. This has happened so many times that now it feels normal. Avoiding it feels normal. Escaping it feels normal. But look at the cost. Every time you turn away from that truth, you move further away from yourself. You lose a little more clarity, a little more direction, a little more peace. And slowly, without realizing it, you start living a life that doesn't fully feel like yours. Because it's built on ignoring something real. The truth doesn't confuse you. It never did. It doesn't come with long explanations. It doesn't argue with you. It doesn't chase you. It simply shows up, clear, direct, undeniable, and then it waits. But you keep choosing not to stay with it. You keep choosing comfort over clarity, familiar over real. Delay over decision. And that choice, repeated again and again, is what keeps you stuck. Not the truth. Not your situation. Not your past. just this one habit of looking away. So pause here for a moment. Don't rush past this like you usually do. Don't escape into the next thought. Just sit with it. There is something in your life right now you already see clearly. Something you don't need more time to understand. Something that doesn't need more thinking. Only honesty. Only stillness. And the question is not, do you know it? The real question is, how long will you keep choosing to look away from it? Lesson 2. The truth isn't breaking you. Your resistance is slowly draining you. You keep telling yourself, this is too much. That if you face the truth, it will hurt. That it will break something inside you. That it will make everything heavier than it already feels. But pause for a second and look honestly. What you're feeling right now, this constant weight in your chest, this endless thinking that never gives you peace, this quiet pressure that follows you even when nothing is wrong, this feeling of being stuck without knowing why, that's not the truth. That's resistance. Because truth is simple. It doesn't fight you. It doesn't chase you. It doesn't create chaos in your mind. It just sits there, clear, still, waiting. But your resistance, that's where the struggle begins. That's where the noise comes from. It's the part of you that knows, and the part of you that refuses to accept, both pulling in opposite directions at the same time, and you're right in the middle of it. Every single day, you wake up with it. You carry it through your day. You feel it in small moments. When something feels off, but you can't explain why. That's not confusion. That's not life being complicated. That's the tension of avoiding something you already understand. And that tension doesn't go away. It stays in your body, in your thoughts, in your energy. It slowly drains you. Not all at once, but little by little, you start losing focus. Simple decisions feel heavy. Even things you once enjoyed feel distant. Your mind keeps running, trying to fix something it refuses to face. So it creates more thoughts, more scenarios, more what-ifs. It keeps you busy, so you don't have to be still, because stillness would bring you face to face with the truth again, and your resistance doesn't want that. So it keeps you moving, keeps you distracted, keeps you tired. And here's the part that's hard to accept. This exhaustion you feel, this mental heaviness, this emotional drain, it's not because life is too hard. It's because you're carrying something unfinished, something unaccepted, something you keep pushing away, but never actually releasing. It's like holding your breath without realizing it. At first, you don't notice, but over time, your whole body starts reacting. That's what resistance does. It slowly suffocates your clarity. It takes your energy. It clouds your mind. And the longer it stays, the more normal it feels. You start thinking, this is just how life is. That feeling, tired, confused, restless, is normal. But it's not. It's a signal, a quiet one, telling you something inside you is out of alignment. Not because you don't know the truth, but because you're not allowing it. And the moment you stop resisting, even slightly, something changes. Not outside, inside. The pressure begins to ease. The noise softens. Your mind slows down, because it's no longer fighting itself. And you realize something important. The truth was never the problem. It was your resistance to it. The truth doesn't drain you. It frees you. But resistance keeps you trapped in a silent struggle that never ends. So don't rush past this. Don't distract yourself again. Just notice, where in your life are you still resisting? Where are you still saying, not now, even though you already know? Because the longer you resist it, the longer you stay in this loop. And the moment you stop, even for a second, you'll feel it. That release, that quiet shift, that space inside you that has been waiting all along. 3. Your entire life has been shaped around avoiding one truth. If you slow down and really look at your life, not the surface, not the story you tell yourself, but the deeper pattern underneath, you will start to notice something that is hard to ignore. The way you spend your time, the things you say yes to, the things you quietly avoid, the people you hold on to, the paths you don't take, none of it is random. It all circles around one thing, one truth you have been avoiding for a long time. It didn't happen all at once. You didn't wake up one day and decide to build your life around avoiding it. It happened slowly, almost invisibly. At first, it was just small moments of turning away, a thought you didn't want to sit with, a feeling you didn't want to explore, a realization you quickly pushed aside. And each time you did that, you made a small adjustment to your life so you wouldn't have to face it again. You chose comfort over honesty. You chose familiarity over truth. You chose what felt easier in the moment, without realizing what it would cost you over time. And those small choices, repeated again and again, started shaping everything. The way you plan your future, shaped by it. The goals you chase, influenced by it. The habits you build, connected to it. Even the way you think about yourself, quietly formed around not facing that one thing. You might tell yourself you are moving forward, that you are improving, that you are growing, and in some ways, you are. But there is a part of your life that always feels slightly off, a part that never fully settles, a quiet gap that doesn't go away no matter how much you achieve or change on the outside. That gap exists because something real is missing. Not something you need to find, but something you need to face. When you build your life around avoiding a truth, everything starts to feel a little forced. Your decisions don't feel fully aligned. Your progress doesn't feel complete. Your peace never feels stable. You keep moving, but something inside you stays stuck. You may even notice how certain patterns keep repeating. The same kind of situations, the same kind of emotions, the same kind of confusion, different forms, but the same core feeling underneath. And it's not because life is against you, it's because the root hasn't been addressed. Avoidance doesn't solve anything, it only delays it. And while it's delayed, it spreads quietly into every part of your life. You start choosing things not because they are right for you, but because they help you not think about that truth. You stay in situations longer than you should. You walk away from things that might actually bring clarity. You fill your time with noise so you don't have to sit in silence. And all of it feels normal because you've been doing it for so long. But normal doesn't mean right. And deep down, you feel it. That quiet sense that something is missing. That subtle discomfort that shows up even in good moments. That feeling that you are not fully where you are supposed to be. That feeling is not random. It's not a flaw in you. It's a signal that your life has been shaped around something you haven't faced yet. And the longer this continues, the more your life starts to revolve around managing that avoidance instead of living freely. You adjust, you adapt, you cope, but you don't feel fully at peace. Because peace doesn't come from avoiding the truth, it comes from aligning with it. The moment you start to see this clearly, something shifts. You begin to understand that it's not your situation that is holding you back. It's not your past. It's not your circumstances. It's this one truth, quietly sitting at the center of everything. And once you see that, you can't unsee it. Because now, every choice becomes clearer. You begin to notice when you are acting from avoidance, and when you are acting from truth, you start to feel the difference. And that's where real change begins. Not when your life changes on the outside, but when you stop building your life around running away from something on the inside. So take a moment and look honestly. What is that one thing that keeps shaping your choices? What is that truth that keeps showing up in different forms? Don't rush to answer. Don't escape into thinking again. Just stay with the question, because everything you've been searching for starts to open up the moment you stop building your life around avoiding what you already know. 4. Your mind is protecting what feels safe, not what is real. There is something important you need to see clearly. Your mind is not trying to show you the truth. It is trying to protect you, and the way it protects you is simple. It keeps you close to what feels familiar, even if that familiarity is quietly hurting you. Safety, for the mind, does not mean what is right. It means what is known, what you have already experienced, what you have already survived. Even if that experience was painful, even if it limited you, even if it kept you stuck, your mind still sees it as safe because it recognizes it. So when the truth comes close, something inside you reacts. Not calmly, not clearly, but defensively. You start to feel doubt where there was clarity. You start to feel fear where there was understanding. You begin to question something that, just moments ago, felt obvious. And it confuses you because you think you lost clarity. But you didn't. Your mind simply stepped in to protect what feels safe. It does this in quiet ways. It tells you to wait. It tells you that you need more time. It suggests that things are not fully clear yet. It gives you reasons that sound logical, reasonable, even wise. And because they sound so convincing, you listen, you step back, you delay, you move away from the truth without even realizing it. But look closely at what is happening. Every time you get close to something real, your mind creates noise. It fills your space with thoughts, questions, and possibilities that were not there before. It pulls you out of that clear moment and brings you back into thinking, back into analyzing, back into uncertainty. And suddenly, what was simple becomes complicated again. This is not clarity, this is protection. Your mind is trying to keep you in the same place, because change feels unknown, and unknown feels dangerous. Even if that change could bring you peace, growth, or freedom, your mind does not see that. It only sees that it is something new, something uncertain, something outside of what it knows how to control. So it holds you back, not in an obvious way, but in a subtle one. It doesn't say, "Don't move forward." It says, "Just wait a little longer." It doesn't say, "Ignore the truth." It says, "Think about it more." It doesn't say, "Stay stuck." It says, "Be careful." And you listen, because it sounds like protection. It sounds like wisdom. It feels like you are being responsible, thoughtful, patient. But in reality, you are being held in place. This is why you feel stuck, even when you are trying to move forward. Because your mind is guiding you toward what feels safe, not toward what is real. And those two things are not always the same. What feels safe is what you already know. What is real is what you have been avoiding. And until you see this difference clearly, you will keep choosing safety without realizing the cost. You will keep stepping back just when you were about to move forward. You will keep delaying decisions that your heart already understands. The truth does not need your mind to explain it. You felt it before your thoughts got involved. You saw it in that quiet moment before doubt appeared. That was real. That was clear. But then your mind stepped in and covered it with layers of thinking. So the question is not whether you can trust your mind. The question is whether you can see when your mind is protecting you instead of guiding you. Because once you see that, something changes. You stop believing every thought that appears. You stop treating every doubt as truth. You begin to notice the pattern. You see how your mind pulls you away from clarity and back into comfort. And in that awareness, you gain a different kind of control. Not control over life, not control over everything, but control over where you place your attention. You begin to stay with what is real, even when your mind tries to move you away from it. It is not easy at first. The pull of familiarity is strong. The habit of listening to your mind is deep. But the more you see it, the more you understand it, the less power it has over you. Because protection is not always what you need. Sometimes, what you need is truth, even if it feels uncomfortable, even if it asks you to change, even if it takes you into the unknown. Because on the other side of that unknown is something your mind cannot fully understand, but your deeper self already recognizes. And the moment you stop choosing what feels safe over what is real, you begin to step out of the loop that has been holding you in place. You begin to move, not from fear, not from habit, but from something deeper, something clearer, something real. And that is where your life starts to open in a way it never has before. 5. The price of avoiding this truth is quietly destroying your peace. At first, avoiding the truth feels like relief. It feels easier, lighter, safer. You tell yourself, I'll deal with it later. You move on, you distract yourself, and for a moment, it works. You feel okay again. But that relief never lasts, because what you avoided didn't disappear. It stayed quietly beneath everything, and slowly it started showing up in ways you didn't expect. Not as something obvious, not as a clear problem, but as a feeling, a subtle unease you can't fully explain, a quiet discomfort that follows you, even in good moments. You can be surrounded by people and still feel something missing. You can be busy and still feel unsettled. You can be doing everything right and still feel like something is off. That's the price. And the hardest part? You don't always connect it to the truth you're avoiding, so you try to fix it in other ways. You think maybe you need to be more productive. Maybe you need a change. Maybe something outside you needs to shift. So you adjust things. You try new habits. You chase new goals. You change your environment. But no matter what you do, that quiet feeling stays, because you're trying to fix the surface, while the root remains untouched. Avoidance doesn't remove the problem. It hides it. And while it's hidden, it spreads. It reaches into your thoughts. It shows up as overthinking. Your mind keeps circling around something, but never landing. It shows up in your emotions. You feel restless, without a clear reason. It shows up in your energy. Even simple things feel heavier than they should. You feel tired, not physically, but mentally. Like something is always running in the background. And that's exactly what's happening. Because part of you is constantly holding something down, constantly pushing something away. And that takes energy, a lot of it, every single day, without you even noticing. And over time, that quiet drain becomes your normal. You get used to it. You start thinking, this is just how life feels. But it's not. That's not peace. That's pressure. You've learned to live with. Real peace is different. It's not loud. It's not dramatic. It's simple. It's when your mind is not fighting itself. It's when there is no tension between what you know and what you allow. But right now, that tension is always there, because the truth is still being pushed away. And the more you avoid it, the more it costs you, not in one big moment, but in small, daily ways. You lose clarity, you lose focus, you lose that sense of being fully present. You start second-guessing yourself more. You hesitate more. You feel less certain, even about simple things. Because deep down, you know something is unresolved. And that unresolved truth keeps pulling at you, quietly, constantly, until one day you realize something. You've been trying so hard to feel at peace, but everything you've been doing has been built on avoiding the one thing that could actually give it to you. And In that moment, it becomes clear. Facing the truth might feel uncomfortable, but avoiding it has been costing you far more. Your peace, your energy, your clarity, your sense of direction, all slowly drained, not by the truth, but by running from it. So stop for a moment. Don't rush past this. Don't try to fix anything yet. Just notice, where in your life are you still avoiding something you already know? Where are you still choosing temporary relief over real clarity? Because that's where your peace is being quietly taken from you. And the moment you stop avoiding it, even slightly, something shifts. The pressure begins to ease. The noise starts to fade. And for the first time, you feel a kind of calm that doesn't come from distraction, but from honesty, a calm that was always there, waiting, on the other side of what you kept avoiding. 6. The moment you stop escaping, the truth hits you with clarity. There comes a moment, very quiet, very simple, where everything begins to change. Not because something new enters your life, not because someone gives you an answer, not because you finally figure everything out, but because you stop escaping. You stop reaching for your phone the second you feel uncomfortable. You stop filling every empty space with noise. You stop running into thoughts, into plans, into distractions. And for the first time in a long time, you stay. You sit there with nothing to hide behind. No explanation, no story, no distraction. Just you and what you've been avoiding. At first, it feels uncomfortable. Your mind starts reacting. It tries to pull you away. It brings up thoughts. It creates questions. It pushes you to move, to do something, anything. Because it's not used to stillness. It's not used to being seen clearly. But if you don't move, if you don't follow those thoughts, if you just stay, something very different begins to happen. The noise starts to settle, slowly, gently, like water becoming still after being disturbed. And beneath that noise, something becomes visible, not loud, not dramatic, but clear, very clear. The truth. The same truth that has been there all along. The same truth you've seen before, but never stayed with long enough. Now it's not hidden. Now it's not blurred. Now it's not surrounded by confusion. It's just there. Simple, direct, undeniable. And in that moment, you don't need to think about it. You don't need to analyze it. You don't need to question it, because it doesn't feel like a thought. It feels like knowing, a deep, quiet knowing that doesn't ask for proof. And this clarity, it doesn't come from effort. It doesn't come from trying harder. It comes from stopping, from not running, from not escaping the moment. Because every time you were escaping before, you were interrupting this clarity. You were leaving just before you could see it fully. You were stepping away at the exact moment it was about to become real. And now, by simply staying, you allow it to show itself. And once it shows itself like this, something changes inside you. You can't pretend you don't see it anymore. You can't go back to calling it confusion. You can't hide behind "I don't know," because now you do know, clearly. And that clarity, it's not heavy. It's not overwhelming. It's actually quiet, almost peaceful. Because for the first time, there is no inner conflict. No part of you is arguing with another part. There is no resistance. Just seeing, just understanding. And in that understanding, there is space. Space in your mind, space in your body, space in your thoughts. The kind of space you haven't felt in a long time. Because you're no longer carrying the weight of avoiding something. You're no longer running. You're no longer splitting yourself into two sides. You are simply present with what is real. And that's where clarity lives. Not in thinking more, not in searching harder, but in stopping the escape. So, stay here for a moment. Don't rush past this again. Notice how often you've been leaving this space. Notice how quickly you've been escaping the moment something real appears. And now, try something different. Stay, even if it feels uncomfortable at first. Even if your mind tries to pull you away, just stay a little longer than you usually do, because right there, in that stillness, in that space you've been avoiding, the truth is waiting, not to confuse you, not to overwhelm you, but to show you clearly what has been in front of you all along. 7. Accepting the truth feels like losing everything, but it sets you free. This is the point where most people turn back, not because they don't see the truth, not because they don't understand it, but because accepting it feels like losing something they are not ready to let go of. It feels like the ground beneath you is shifting, like something you depended on, something you believed in, something you held close, is slowly slipping away. And your first instinct is to hold on tighter, to protect it, to find a way to keep it. Because letting it go feels like you are losing a part of yourself. It might be an idea you built your life around, a person you attached meaning to, a version of yourself you've been protecting for years, a belief that made things feel certain, even if it wasn't true. And now the truth is standing in front of you, asking you to release it. Not forcefully, not loudly, but clearly. And that clarity is what makes it hard, because you can no longer pretend you don't see it. You can no longer hide behind confusion. You know, and now you are being asked to choose. Hold on, or let go. And in that moment, it feels like letting go means losing everything. Losing comfort, losing identity, losing what feels familiar, losing the story you've been telling yourself. So you hesitate, you pause, you try to find a way to keep both, the truth and the illusion. But it doesn't work, because the truth doesn't live next to what is false. It replaces it, and that replacement feels like loss. But look deeper. What are you really losing? You are not losing something real. You are losing something that only felt real because you held onto it for so long. You are losing something that gave you comfort, but not peace. Something that felt familiar, but never fully aligned with who you are. And the longer you hold on to it, the heavier it becomes. The more it drains you, the more it keeps you stuck in a version of life that doesn't fully fit you. So when you finally let go, yes, it feels empty at first. There is a space where something used to be, a silence where there was once noise, a feeling of not knowing what comes next. And that space can feel uncomfortable because you are not used to it. You are used to holding on, to filling every space with something, to keeping things in place even when they no longer belong. But that space is not loss. That space is freedom. It is the first time in a long time that nothing false is sitting in that place. It is clean, open, real, and from that space, something new can finally begin. Not something forced, not something chosen out of fear, but something that actually aligns with you. Something that feels true, not just familiar. This is what most people never reach, because they turn back at the feeling of loss. They mistake it for something negative. They run back to what they know, even if it keeps them stuck. But if you stay, if you allow that feeling to be there without escaping it, you will notice something slowly changing. The heaviness starts to fade. The fear softens. The space begins to feel lighter. And what once felt like losing everything starts to feel like releasing something that was never meant to stay. You begin to breathe differently, think differently, feel differently. Not because you forced it, but because you are no longer carrying something that didn't belong to you. Acceptance doesn't destroy you. It reveals you. It strips away what was never truly yours. and leaves you with what is real. And what is real does not weigh you down. It does not confuse you. It does not create tension inside you. It gives you a quiet sense of ease, even if your life is still unfolding. So don't be afraid of that moment. Don't run from the feeling of loss. Don't rush to fill the space again. Stay with it. Let it be. Because what feels like the end of everything is often the beginning of something honest, something clear, something free, and that freedom is something you could never reach, while holding on to what you were never meant to keep. 8. The life you want begins the moment you stop ignoring what you know. You've been waiting for your life to change, waiting for the right moment, waiting for clarity, waiting for something outside you to shift, so you can finally feel at peace. But the truth is, your life doesn't begin when things around you change. It begins the moment you stop turning away from what you already know. Because everything you've been searching for, clarity, direction, peace, has never been far from you. It has always been hidden behind one thing: avoidance. The moment you remove that, even slightly, something inside you starts to move. Not in a loud way, not in a dramatic way, but in a real way. You stop forcing yourself into situations that don't feel right. You stop holding on to things that drain you. You stop chasing answers that you already have. And instead, you begin to move from something deeper, from truth. And when you move from truth, your life starts to feel different. Not perfect, not complete, but honest. Your decisions become simpler. You don't need to think as much. You don't need to question yourself constantly, because you're no longer trying to convince yourself of something. You're simply following what you already see. And that brings a kind of calm you cannot fake. A calm that doesn't come from everything being right, but from you being aligned with what is real. You start to notice small changes. You say no more easily, without guilt. You walk away from things that no longer feel right, without needing long explanations. You stop delaying what you know needs to be done. Not because you suddenly became stronger, but because you stopped going against yourself. And that is where real strength comes from. Not from pushing harder, but from no longer resisting. Your energy begins to return. Your mind becomes quieter. That constant noise that used to follow you everywhere begins to fade, because it had only one job: to keep you distracted from the truth. And now that you're no longer avoiding it, it has nothing to hold on to, so it settles. And in that quiet, you begin to feel something you may not have felt in a long time. Clarity, not the kind that comes and goes, but the kind that stays, because it's rooted in truth. And from that clarity, your life begins to take shape. Not based on fear, not based on habit, but based on what is real for you. And slowly, step by step, you begin to build a life that actually feels like yours. Not something you are trying to fit into, not something you are forcing, but something that reflects who you are when you are no longer hiding. This is not about becoming someone new. It's about returning to yourself, the version of you that was always there, but covered by layers of avoidance, distraction, and fear. And the moment those layers begin to fall away, you don't become different. You become clear. You become real. And from that place, everything changes. Not instantly, but deeply. Your path becomes simpler. Your choices become cleaner. Your life becomes lighter, because you are no longer carrying what doesn't belong to you. And all of this, it doesn't start with a big decision. It doesn't start with a perfect plan. It starts with one simple shift. You stop ignoring what you know. You stop looking away. You stop delaying. And you choose, even quietly, to face it, to accept it, to live from it. And in that moment, your life begins. Not the version you imagined, but the version that is true And that truth is the only place where real peace can exist. So don't wait anymore. Don't search outside for what has been inside you all along. Just be honest, for a moment. What do you already know? Not what you think, not what you hope, but what you know, deep down, because your life is not waiting for the right time. It is waiting for you to stop ignoring the truth that has been quietly guiding you this whole time. And now, you can feel it, not as an idea, not as something you need to figure out, but as something real, sitting quietly inside you. The truth you've been avoiding hasn't gone anywhere. It's still there, waiting, passé, unchanged, not trying to force you, not trying to break you, just waiting for you to finally stop running. Because the moment you stop, everything becomes simple. Not easy, but simple. You stop fighting yourself. You stop pretending. You stop living a life that feels slightly off all the time. And for the first time, you begin to feel what it's like to be aligned, to move without resistance, to choose without doubt, to exist without that constant pressure in the background. This is what you've been searching for. Not more answers, not more thinking, not more time, just this, honesty with yourself. And the truth is, you've been one step away from it this entire time. Not because you couldn't find it, but because you wouldn't face it. So don't leave this moment the same way you always do. Don't hear this, feel it for a second, and then go back to distraction. Stay just a little longer. Let it settle. Let it become real, because this might be the first time you're not running. And if you can stay here, if you can face what you already know, even quietly, even without telling anyone, your life will begin to change. Not all at once, but in a way that actually lasts. Because you're no longer building your life on avoidance. You're building it on truth. And truth doesn't confuse you. It doesn't drain you. It doesn't trap you. It frees you. So, this is your moment. Not tomorrow, not later. Right now, you already know what you've been avoiding. You already feel it. So stop looking away. Stop delaying. Stop pretending you need more time. Because you don't. You never did. All that's left is one decision. A quiet one. An honest one. To finally face it. And when you do, you won't lose yourself. You'll meet yourself. For the first time. Without noise. Without fear. Without anything false standing in the way. Just you. And what's real. And that is where everything begins.